Good morning. Today we're going to do our third short video about presence, and this is the dynamics of presence. And when I talk about the dynamics, I want to give it into a frame of reference you've not seen before. And the way I refer to it is understanding existential energies, often buried in metaphors or various spiritual symbolic artifacts that are out there within the common world. So as we go through this process, I want you to just think about it from an overall, what is your reaction in the moment, and also how are you making meaning of it. If you do that, what I think you'll find out is that you can begin to understand how the dynamics of presence actually works, and it's all about existential energies. So thank you for watching, and we'll jump right into the material. So many of you are well aware that we have 4 existential energy quadrants. You may not have called it that, but basically if you think about all the spiritual use of the 4 seasons, elements, directions, archangels, we have all of these images and symbols that have tremendous amount of deep spiritual meanings. So all traditions have symbols of 4, such as the medicine wheel, which is one way could be loosely translated as the wheel of life, or the essence of life, in the sense that in a true medicine wheel we stand in the center and we move out to the 4 directions as we need them in our day-to-day life, or we bring them into our center to create integration and wholeness. Some of you are familiar with Angela Zarian's work. She called it the Fourfold Way. Those are familiar with Carl Jung and Robert Monroe's work. It's called the Quadrinity. Both of those are based on the medicine wheel, and in this case Jung's understanding of the Navajo sand paintings and the use of the 4 directions, 4 elements, 4 seasons, etc. That said, then we can obviously see from symbolically is each season has a different energy. We have growth energy, we have waning energy, we have the winter frozen energy, and then we have the summer, the growth energy. We look at it from the 4 elements, with the human being being the 5th element. So we have earth, wind, air, fire. All of these represent existential energies. If you'll just allow me and think about each of them, how you sense each of them in a different way. It's in religious texts as well. We have the 4 archangels, which protect the 4 elements or the 4 directions. If you look at the religious, they have the 4 cardinal directions. All of these are embedded in deeply spiritual symbols that represent a specific type of energy, existential experience for us as humans to do, to reclaim, because when we integrate our 4 energies, those 4 archetypal energies, we're likely to bring into ourselves a balanced and whole life, which is very, very important for us if we are going to continue. So what if these spiritual metaphors are the doorway to understanding existential energies? In other words, the energies of your own existence. So if we use the medicine wheel, as you can see here, the individual standing in the center of the wheel itself, and I call it the return to the center of the core self. And if you look at a lot of psychological as well as spiritual traditions are saying the same thing. The only thing that matters is in the present, this moment, right now. And in doing that, it means what is happening at the core of ourself without all the thoughts, all the things we've learned, all of our fears and our doubts. So the return to center, to the core self, is why meditation also is very powerful. And what it ends up doing for us is it leads us back to ourself. So if I look at it from that point of view, I want to, oftentimes the medicine wheel, the east is the masculine and the west is the feminine energies. So if you look at it from one point of view, the balance of masculine and feminine energies, only found in the present moment, need to integrate. And if we pull them together, which is to get centered myself, and that's why medicine wheels are so very, very powerful, because we can stand on the medicine wheel and we can actually allow ourselves to focus our energy and attention towards pulling those energies into balance. If you need a symbol, the caduceus for medicine, which is interesting, that's a symbol of healing, and that is the intertwining of the masculine and feminine energies. So when we do that, what happens is we balance ourselves. The capacity to be compassionate is surrendering to the present moment, which is the feminine. The courage to be present to the moment invites presence. So I had to have courage and I had to have capacity to be patient, to allow my compassion to arise. Now, for those of you who know the medicine wheel, the north is the past, the ancestors, and the south is the future. And what happens is an interesting thing. When we allow ourselves to actually be present and have focused attention to pull together the masculine and feminine energies, the past and the future, which is where all of our thoughts are created or what our thoughts are created about, dissolve into the present moment. And at that present moment, the only place any healing can ever occur is in the here now, present moment. All psychological and spiritual theories say the same thing. And so we collapse the past and the future, which we have constructed in our imaginations or for our various forms of language or memories. And we are just truly present to ourselves. So what this means is absence to what is present. Generally, if I'm living my future or I'm living in my past, I'm skipping my present. So a constant move from the center to deal with constructed day-to-day reality is both the future as well as the past. I'm living in memories or I'm living in my imagination. So what happens is my presence weakens because I've pushed out my masculine and feminine energies, and I might be focusing on different things, but I'm not focusing on being fully present. So if we go one step further about it, the opposite directions of past and future, we rarely live in the present moment, and this is what it is. Tension when without presence. The mind's content is an illusion that creates absence. And the tension is what allows or prevents us from getting back to being present to ourselves in the present moment. So if we bring this together then, presence and absence to what is present, in the here and now, we always have a certain level of absence because we're thinking. So absence enables day-to-day life through the mind's constructs. Presence restores the capacity to experience what is present, no stories. So life is constantly moving between presence and absence. The more present we get, which is the less constructs we have about how to make meaning, and we get to what phenomenologists call just a description. What are the facts? What is literally happening? And create the language for just being with that. We end up finding out that we're able to be here and now, which is the point of power, because all healing can only happen in the present moment. We lose our sights in the sense of we think it's either the past or the future, but we fail to realize what is happening in the moment is the only place that healing can happen. And when we have a breakthrough in trauma or anything else, what happens is that which has kept us locked into the past or into the future dissolves momentarily for that emotion to be freed and released, which is pure energy, leading back to a sense of wholeness so that the memories no longer haunt us, but they now become something that inform how we became who we are today. So I hope this is useful for you. If you have more questions or concerns, we have other small videos that we're doing. You can reach me at thehealingden.com. My name is Herb Stevenson, and I wish you a wonderful day.